every citizen of Nigeria is entitled to move freely throughout Nigeria and to reside in any part thereof, and no citizen of Nigeria shall be expelled from Nigeria or refuse entry thereto or exit therefrom. Subsection 2, nothing in subsection 1 of this section shall invalidate in any law that is reasonably justifiable in a democratic society. A, 2A, imposing restrictions on residence or movement of any person who has committed or is reasonably suspected to have committed a criminal offense in order to prevent him from leaving Nigeria, or providing for the removal of any person from Nigeria to any other country. Mr. President, I raise this point of order simply because of what Senator Zam has stated in the bill, which is contrary to the provisions of Section 41 of this Constitution. He says the bill proposes that ranches be established in pastoralist states, state of origin, without forcing it upon other states or communities that do not have pastoralist citizens. Mr. President,
your point of order is noted very well.
Mr. President, I want to make a point, please.
No,
allow me to make a point, please.
You are going
let me make a point before you can rule.
I am interpreting the section for you.
Yes.
The section refers to every citizen.
Yes.
Cows are not citizens of Nigeria.
So, Mr. President, cows are not citizens of Nigeria, but
you didn't hear what I said. Senator Aleru, are you arguing with me?
No,
I said cows are not citizens. The section you are referring to is talking about citizens of Nigeria.
Yes.
And cows are not citizens of Nigeria.
Cows
can come in from Niger. They can come in from Chad, anywhere. But cows are not citizens. So your point of order is noted, but rejected. You want to make contribution on the debate? Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. But I'm against the idea of restricting movement of Nigerians from one state to another.
No, that would not happen.
Right now, citizens of Nigeria are allowed to move from one state to another to establish business without any hindrance whatsoever.
It affects everywhere in Nigeria.
Yes.
Nobody can restrict
pastoralists are citizens of Nigeria. They can move to North Central, Northwest, Northeast, South, and establish their business without
they can do so, but not with AK-47.
Yeah. No. I'm not talking about criminals.
You don't understand.
Yes.
You just noticed something. I'm saying that we are going to a portion that says that brings about restriction. So, and I want to refer that to Senator Sam. He has to delete that part. So let's not deviate from the debate.
Let me conclude my contribution. Let me conclude, please. It's a private business. Government has no business going into ranching. Even the cattle route, which Senator Karimi mentioned, used to be the practice when we had 19 northern states. It's one state under northern Nigeria. And then that was the time when we had cattle route, beginning from maybe from Sokoto up to Lokoja. But now, the states have been balkanized into 19 states. Northern Nigeria has been balkanized into 19 states. And each state has control of its land. So you cannot really bring the issue of cattle route for now. It is not applicable at all because it touches on the territorial integrity of some states. Some states will not allow it. So ranching should be seen as a business, and government has no business going into it. And perhaps when we go to the public hearing, this will become very, very clear. So I rest my case, Mr. President.
Thank you. And the
guide it.
Proceed. Read Order 42.
Order 42 says, by the indulgence of the Senate and the leave of the President, a senator may make a personal explanation, although there may be no question before the Senate, but no controversial matter may be brought forward, nor may debate arise upon explanation. The terms of the proposed...
Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. What I'm saying... no, is to support that.
The Senator Lalong.
Yes.
He says that the senator will have. Let's look at that Order 42 again.
Sir.
So let's see.
You've agreed that I have been part of this agitation for a very long time. But I will be surprised that up to now, we don't know some of the impediments towards realizing issues to curb farmers' headers clashes. Apart from the Constitution, like Senator Alero said, the ECOWAS protocol is part of the problem that we have. You can quote the Constitution, but what about the ECOWAS protocol? It allows you to move anywhere with your business. It allows you to move anywhere with your cows. So in getting towards realizing this, you must be very conscious of your laws in the nation, because you are not making a law for your state. You are making a law for the federation. The National Livestock Production Scheme was introduced under the Vice President. Everything was packaged, but some states refused. Some states even refused ranches. So this matter requires good consideration. I agree with the bill, but then we need to be very careful in getting towards even the second debate, so that we have a community of opinions, we have consensus on how to go about it. That will be also, yes, I said it, it has to also go out to the West African neighbors. Otherwise, you will say you don't want them to come in. They will also say they will not want you to go into their own environment. And that is the information I wanted to put, Mr. President, sir.
Thank you.
Representing Kano South Senatorial District, Mr. President from Kano. Mr. President, quite all right, I listened to the mover of this bill attentively. And from my understanding, and from what I believe, and from what is in our hand, between the content of his debate and the bill, there is serious contradiction. And the content of his lead debate, or what he presented to the Senate today, totally is against Nigerian Constitution, which we are practicing now. Mr. President, this is a very sensitive and serious matter. It is very sensitive and serious matters. It's beyond most of our thinking. I align myself with your position. You talk as a leader, and what you propose to us, I think, is a solution of this problem. It is a constitutional representation. We are representing people, and based on the Constitution of Nigeria, I am totally against this bill, and it will not resolve the current challenges we are facing. It will compound our problem. You cannot in any way make a law for a particular section to protect some part of the country. Mr. President, I repeat it, I align myself with your position, and I am advising the leadership of this Senate. I am advising the leadership of this Senate, based on what you propose to us, based on your ideas, based on your experience. You are part of the and parcel of the leadership of this country for over almost 3 decades. Let the leadership come up with something very comprehensive, which protect the interests of each and every person in Nigeria. But going by this bill, it will compound our crisis in Nigeria. Some people close their eyes on what is going on or what lead herders to go against farmers. There is so many issues which we need to attend. Mr. President, we used to see where herders and their cattle are pursuing, killing them, destroying their property from some part of the country, which is against the Constitution. We cannot resolve this issue if we are sentimental. We need to be serious. We need to know that we are doing representation. And most of this issue is to do with the Constitution. And if we are altering the Constitution or amending the Constitution, we need the consent of each and every person in Nigeria. I commend your foresight, and I align myself with some of the submission of Senator Steve, too, from North Central. But actually, Mr. President, the lead debate or this bill, in line with what he proposed to us, it is contrary against the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and we are not going to support it. We will fight it to the end, Mr. President. Thank you.
To be very circumspect in our attitude to this lead debate, because the issue of ranching, cattle routes, and the rest of them have been in the front burner of national discourse in this country. Mr. President, I want to say here that the Constitution is not only made for one person, and that in contributing to debates of this nature, we must put national interest in focus. What we are witnessing here in the second reading of this bill is a fulfillment of one of the procedural requirements of lawmaking. There are other levels. We have the public hearing that will come, that will bring out the details of the law, where everybody will be invited to make contributions. We have not reached that stage. We also have a presidential assent that is required. We have not reached that stage. So I think that having agreed that this bill is very important and germane to our national situation now, I think that even those who are complaining about certain sections of the lead debate concede that they are not opposed to the bill. I therefore want to suggest that we allowed the second reading of this bill to be committed to the relevant committees and for public hearing to be conducted, where all relevant stakeholders will be invited for them to make their contributions. At the end of the day, we'll get a bill that will make a law that will be acceptable to all Nigerians. I so submit, Mr. President.
This Fulani farmer conflict, in Journal of Humanitarian and Social Services, Volume 8, Number 1 of 2020, dealing with the issue of Fulani farmer-herder clashes. The dimension to the crisis, Mr. President, has a lot of multifarious issues around it. And I think it is better for us to look at it from those dimensions. If we confine it to just movement, movement cannot be enforced constitutionally because we have so many protocols. I refer to what distinguished Senator Lalong said regarding the ECOWAS protocol for free movement of goods and services within the West African sub-region. Secondly, we have the constitutional freedom for people to move from one place to the other without let or hindrance. Thirdly, and most importantly, the universal human rights has given everybody the right to move around. But the criminality around the pastoral Hada conflict is the issue we should isolate and deal with. And I think this same Senate had approved a national conference to discuss extensively on the issue and proffer solutions so that we can move forward to avoid these problems. So I remember Senator Karimi, who was with me, had started consulting and engaging prominent Nigerians who have insight and knowledge on this problem to partake and to contribute to this discussion. So I think let us be open-minded about this. We are Nigerians, and we should not make any law that will affect one part of Nigeria to the detriment of another part of Nigeria. All of us here have a stake in this country, and we must all work together to make peace and to make sure that this issue is brought to the fore. I have no issue with the bill. The bill is well intended, but there are so many dimensions that we have to look at before we can arrive and bring about an acceptable law that will deal with the issue of the criminalities around the Fulani farmer Hada conflicts. I thank you so much for the opportunity, Senate President. Thank you, sir.
So, Senator, should wait for the result of the
yes, Mr. President. I think that's because it was the resolution of this same Senate to convene
national dialogue.
Yes, sir. National dialogue.
This same Senate had already approved a national dialogue.
Yes, sir.
On this matter.
Yes, sir.
Well, the Swedish senators, you can see so many hands up. We will not be able to solve the problem of farmers' herders clashes by speaking too much. Deputy Senate President, you have information?
Thank you, Mr. President. Barot here brought this bill. Senator Sam is a very eloquent speaker and someone I admire so much. But you cannot be perfect in everything. Obviously, there's a snag in this bill. There's a problem in this bill. And because you really cannot stop anyone, any Nigerian, from living in any area that he so wishes. The relevant section of the Constitution has been read. I saw something just a few days ago. Senator Natasha paid a visit to a Fulani settlement in our senatorial zone. Those people do not have any home except that place. They've been there for so long. They've been part and parcel of that society. Now to tell them to move to their state of origin. Where is their state of origin? Where is their state of origin? Now, for us as political leaders, the political class, I would like you to look at that. Who is the current senator of FCT? She is a Yoruba native. She's a Yoruba person, but she has won election here in FCT. Nobody told her to go back to her state. I, for one, I won my election in Tarauni constituency, my first election to come to the National Assembly in 1999, from Kano Central, but I'm from Kano North. Nobody told me to go back to Kano North. So why do you now tell herders to go back to their states of origin?
Is that what the bill says?
Excuse me. That's what it says. Now read. Excuse me.
Read the portion that says.
The bill proposes that ranches be established in the pastoralist state of origin without forcing it upon other states or communities that do not have pastoralists as citizens.
Okay.
This is what it's saying.
Noted.
Now, please, my friend Zam, understand that this is not in consonance with our constitution. Your bill is good. I like this bill, but this aspect should be removed. We should remove it, or we should. I advise him, he's my friend. I said it's nice for him to step it down. I advise my friend Senator Zam to step this bill down for more consultation, for better, drafting, so that it will go in consonance with our constitution. But leaving it the way it is now, look, Mr. President, I'll tell you some of these Fulanis. If you ask them where is their sort of religion, they even forgot. They look at themselves as Nigerians. We should address the issue to reflect wherever someone is his place, and he can do his business there. So, Mr. President, I advise that this bill should be stepped down for further consultation.
Distinguished deputies have experience. Most of the people I sponsored for to go for pilgrimage, who were Fulanis from Akwa Ibom, when I was the governor, do not know where they actually come from in the north. But they are Fulanis. They have been there for over 100 years. Their grandparents were there, their great-great-grandparents were there, and they are part and parcel of my state. They are also my supporters. They also vote for me and all that. So they enjoy all the rights and privileges. With free education, their children also enjoy the same, from primary school to secondary school, and enjoy scholarships and all that. So in reality, Nigeria has become one across the nation. So I would not support the idea of Senator Zam. Senator Zam. Okay, let me ask Senator Zam, in view of the controversy created by your bill, do you want to step this bill down? No. Do you want to step it down for further consultations?
No. Mr. Senate President, no.
Distinguished colleagues, a bill for an act to establish National Animal Boundary and Ranches Commission for the regulation, management, preservation, and control of ranches throughout Nigeria and for connected purposes 2024. Second reading taken. This This bill is now referred to the Senate Committee on Agriculture and Trade and Investment and Legal Services, Judiciary, Legal Services, in fact, Judiciary and Legal Matters, to report back to the Senate in 1 month. Let me thank my colleagues for their contributions, and those who did not have an opportunity to contribute, please attend the public hearing on the bill, and there make your contributions. It is whatever comes from there will still come back to us. And when we are looking at clause by clause consideration, we will know whether there's any divisive thing or anything that is contrary to the Nigerian Constitution that is embedded therein. And then, of course, that will be deleted. We would like to have a bill that will be sent for assent that is Nigerian in nature, that is holistic, that makes it possible for all to be carried along. I would not want anything that would divide the country. So in spite of the contributions of our colleagues, particularly that of the Deputy Senate President, I need to let you know that we must be our brothers' keepers, and then we must look at the general intent of the bill. The intent was to stop the continuous conflagration and then see whether we can find a solution. We must also take cognizance of what Senator Baribe said, that even to put this into effect, we must find a way to own the land or to allow people to have access to land. Because if you have to go and depend on a governor to give you land for you to build a ranch, and the governor refuses, then it means that if we make this law, the law will not be, implementation will be very difficult. So let's go to the public hearing, and I think we should combine the public hearing also with the national dialogue that we had earlier approved. Senator Zam, I'm saying that by the time we go into public hearing, we should combine it with the earlier approved national dialogue on this ranching, so that it will be totally holistic, and we can hear from all stakeholders before it is brought back to the Senate in 4 weeks.